Hello everyone, welcome to Speak Thai with me on board the Quantum of the Seas. In this new series of videos, you will learn how to say and use the subordinating conjunctions in Thai conversation. And in my previous video, you learned how to use ton T as a conjunction vowel. In this video, you will learn how to say and use the subordinating conjunction once in Thai. And that is พอ มีตน พอ Yes, I know you will hear พอ very often in Thai conversation as an adjective meaning enough, such as พอแล้ว ไม่พอ พอดี and so on. But do you know that you can also use พอ as a conjunction meaning once? And just like once in English, you use พอ to join two event-related clauses in the following pattern. Clause 1 starting with พอ followed by clause 2. You normally use พอ to say once something happens in clause 1, then another event takes place in clause 2. And if you want to know what is the formal way to say once in Thai, watch this video to the end. Hey guys, I am back. Here is how you can use พอ as a conjunction once to join two event-related clauses in Thai conversation. First, you normally use พอ as a conjunction to say once something happens in clause 1, then another event takes place in clause 2. For example, to say once the boss arrives, we will start the meeting. พอเจ้านายมาถึงเราก็จะเริ่มประชุม พอเจ้านายมาถึงเราก็จะเริ่มประชุม เจ้านาย refers to boss and มาถึง means to arrive. So พอเจ้านายมาถึง is saying once the boss arrives. พอ is used here as a conjunction to say once the boss arrives, then another event takes place. In this case, it is we will start the meeting. เราก็จะเริ่มประชุม เราก็จะเริ่มประชุม เรา means we. ก็ which has no particular meaning in this case, is commonly used as a word filler when joining two clauses to make the sentence sound smoother, similar to saying the silent then in English. จาก which means will, is used here to indicate a future event. เริ่ม means to start, and ประชุม refers to meeting. So พอเจ้านายมาถึงเราก็จะเริ่มประชุม พอเจ้านายมาถึงเราก็จะเริ่มประชุม is saying once the boss arrives, we will start the meeting. In the same way, to say once the meeting is over, we will go home. Yay! พอประชุมเสร็จเราก็จะกลับบ้าน พอประชุมเสร็จเราก็จะกลับบ้าน Set means to be finished, that is to be over in this case. So พอประชุมเสร็จ is saying once the meeting is over. พอ is used here as a conjunction to say once the meeting is over, then another event takes place. In this case, it is we will go home. เราก็จะกลับบ้าน เราก็จะกลับบ้าน กลับบ้าน is to go home, where กลับ means to go back, and บ้าน refers to home. So พอประชุมเสร็จ เราก็จะกลับบ้าน พอประชุมเสร็จ เราก็จะกลับบ้าน It say once the meeting is over, we will go home. Next, just like once in English, you can also use พอ as a conjunction in the second clause. For example, to tell someone you can go back once he arrives. กลับไปได้พอเขามาถึง กลับไปได้พอเขามาถึง กลับไป means to go back and ได้ means can. So กลับไปได้ is say you can go back. พอ is used here as a conjunction to say you can go back once another event takes place. In this case, it is once he arrives. พอเขามาถึง พอเขามาถึง เขา means he and มาถึง means to arrive. So กลับไปได้พอเขามาถึง กลับไปได้พอเขามาถึง is telling someone you can go back once he arrives. Note that in this case, you omit the subject in the first clause as it is understood who you are referring to. Next, you can also use พอ as a conjunction to tell someone to do something in clause 2. Once another event takes place in clause 1, for example, to tell someone once you wake up, brush your teeth. พอตื่นมาก็แปรงฟัน พอตื่นมาก็แปรงฟัน ตื่น is used here as a short form of ตื่นนอน meaning to wake up, and มา which means to come, is commonly used after a verb to indicate the verb action comes to pass. So พอตื่นมา is saying once you wake up. พอ is used here as a conjunction to tell you to do something once you wake up. In this case, it is brush your teeth. ก็แปรงฟัน ก็แปรงฟัน ก็ is again used here as a word filler to join two clauses. แปรง is to brush and ฟัน refers to teeth. So พอตื่นมาก็แปรงฟัน พอตื่นมาก็แปรงฟัน is telling someone once you wake up, brush your teeth. Note that in this case, you omit the subject in both clauses as it is understood who you are referring to. In the same way, you can also use พอ as a conjunction to tell someone not to do something in clause 1 once another event takes place in clause 2. For example, to tell someone do not swim once it rains. อย่าว่ายน้ำพอฝนตก อย่าว่ายน้ำพอฝนตก อย่า means don't and ว่ายน้ำ means to swim. So อย่าว่ายน้ำ is say do not swim. พอ is used here as a conjunction in the second clause to tell someone do not swim once another event takes place. In this case, it is once it rains. พอฝนตก พอฝนตก ฝน refers to rain and ตก means to fall. So อย่าว่ายน้ำพอฝนตก อย่าว่ายน้ำพอฝนตก is telling someone do not swim once it rains. Next, do you know that you can also use for as a conjunction to ask event-related questions?
Really?
Yes. For example, to ask, once you reach home, can you call me? พอถึงบ้านโทรหาผมได้ไหม พอถึงบ้านโทรหาผมได้ไหม ถึง means to reach and บ้าน refers to home. So พอถึงบ้าน is saying once you reach home. พอ is used here as a conjunction to ask you to do something once you reach home. In this case, it is can you call me? โทรหาผมได้ไหม โทรหาผมได้ไหม โทรหา means to call. ผม means I or me for male speaker. If you are female, you say ฉัน and ได้ไหม means can you in this case. So พอถึงบ้านโทรหาผมได้ไหม พอถึงบ้านโทรหาผมได้ไหม is asking once you reach home can you call me? Note that in this case you again omit the subject in both clauses as it is understood who you are referring to. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Now you know how to use for as a conjunction once in Thai conversation to say once something happens, then another event takes place. If you want to know what is the Thai subordinating conjunction to say something will continue to happen until the next event takes place, don't miss my next upcoming video. But before I go, here is the formal way of saying once in Thai. It is tan ti ti, tan ti ti instead of pọ. In Thai, tan ti means immediately. However, when it is used with t, it becomes a conjunction tan ti ti, meaning as soon as or once in English. For example, to say I will go back once he arrives. ผมจะกลับทันทีที่เขามาถึง ผมจะกลับทันทีที่เขามาถึง จะ means will and กลับ means to go back. So ผมจะกลับ means I will go back. ทันทีที่ is used here as a conjunction instead of พอ to say I will go back once another event takes place. In this case, it is once he arrives. ทันทีที่เขามาถึง ทันทีที่เขามาถึง เขา means he and มาถึง means to arrive. So ผมจะกลับทันทีที่เขามาถึง ผมจะกลับทันทีที่เขามาถึง He said I will go back once he arrives. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like my video, click like on the link below. If you find my video meaningful, click share. Click subscribe if you wish to see more of my future videos. Thank you very much and see you in my next video. Bye bye. สวัสดีครับ